Right, so with the uncertainty going on in the world, show dates keep getting put back, which means I have to sort of manage my condition and my food accordingly. Last night I had a pizza and ice cream to try and prolong the peaking process because my show was put back almost 3 weeks. Today is going to be quite fun. My dad actually has a day off and he said he wanted to come to the gym with me. I'm gonna go and pick him up and we're gonna take him through an arm and delt session. Typically it's my arms, and then what I do is I tag in some more leg volume. Dad doesn't really like training legs. He's 58. 59 in May, so I guess I can let him off. Arms and delts with my old man. I just hope the fucker doesn't outlive me. My dad was always someone that I looked up to strength-wise growing up and everything. If there's anyone that I was going to lose to strength-wise, I'd be happy to lose to my dad. That being said, I'm also very competitive. And something that I always find fun about my dad is no matter what the weather, and I'll show you now, he will be wearing a vest. Vest or nothing. Have a little talk slash rant. A couple of times online in the last week, people have been talking about prep. So one of the posts that I saw was regarding the fact that shows kept getting pushed back, and it's obviously something that I'm going through myself. And they were saying how it's not good for their mental health and how it's not good for their physical health because they keep dieting and things keep getting put back. And I always feel like it's such a controversial thing when you talk about mental health, because you can't prove or disprove someone's feeling, right? From my take on it is, this shouldn't be seen as such a chore. The way that people talk about prep is like it's literally killing them. And I think to myself, look, don't get me wrong, there are times when it's hard, and there really are times when it's hard. If you're really dreading it that much and everything about it is so doom and gloom, I start to think to myself, the risk to reward, like what? It starts to feel like sometimes people feel that they are owed something because they're dieting. Like they're getting lean for a show. They feel like the world owes them a favour. It's like, you don't understand me. You're not the first person to diet, number one. And number two, lots of people do lots of things and don't need constant praise. I do this because I fucking love it. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. Yeah, it's annoying the show's been put back. And in fact, last year I prepped 20 weeks and COVID happened and I didn't compete at all. Yeah, I was fucking annoyed, but I do this because I love it. And if I didn't love it, I just simply wouldn't do it. Really obvious thing to say, but I feel like a lot of people are just doing it maybe because of social media, maybe because they feel they have to. They go to the gym, so they have to compete. And it's like, well, I don't know. When it starts becoming such a negative, why are you doing it? So I've got salmon in my teeth. And the other person was talking about the depths of darkness that they had to go through in prep. Just a little dramatic. I don't know. Everyone feels different things. How I deal with stress and pressure and whatever is going to be different to someone else, and I do understand that. But it goes back to my first point. If something is that draining of life from you, is it worth doing? Prep is a nightmare for a lot of people, it would appear. It creates real negative relationships with food, it creates real negative relationships with people, and it just sends them a bit loopy. If I was doing something and it was driving me nuts, if I was doing something and it was driving me insane, you bet your bottom dollar I would be quitting. Like, fuck that shit. Why are you doing something that's like draining the life from you? Oh shit. Roadworks. I'm through. If something was draining the life from me and I really wasn't enjoying it and I was almost, close to tears, I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I'd go and find the thing that brings me joy and I would do that. That's why I do this, because it brings me joy. And I'm just a bit confused as to why so many people are doing something that clearly is draining them of any enjoyment of any kind of life. Anyway, just turning up on my parents' house and you watch, he's going to be wearing a vest. Come on, Dad, don't let me down. Piss him off with some beeps. 'Cause 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 'c All right, dickhead. Are you coming out or what?
You outside?
Yeah, I'm outside. I've just been beeping. Oh, stop being a twat and hurry up. Rude bastard. Here we go. Watch his vest. Come on, Dad. Shit. Shit. He wasn't wearing a vest. So, before I got to you, I was taking a piss at you, saying you always wear vests, even when it's raining outside. I knew you wouldn't disappoint me. Right, come on. Work. Yeah, come on. Work. One more?
Two more.
Two more. Two. Yes. Now straight in. Chest all the way up. Yeah, there you go. Don't twist. All the way up. Come on in. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Feel good?
I feel fucking right, mate.
Come on. Pull-ups to finish. Here we go. Use this.
That is a joke.
If you put your foot in there, when you're done. There we go. Really use it. Really use your foot. Okay, so today I want to go through something that my demographic of clients that I work with typically is from beginner level to around someone who's maybe 5 years deep into training and they haven't seen enough progress. They sort of want to take that step up, and that's where I come in. Here's the things that I see come up very, very frequently and the things that I try to move people away from. So I've come up with what I believe to be probably the 5 most common beginner mistakes. Hopefully you can read that. Be fairly brief with these. I'll try and run through them fairly quick. I don't want to natter on too much. The goal is not important enough. Sometimes people will inbox me. They'll ask me my opinion what they should do. It's not up to me. It really isn't up to me. So you need to make sure that the goal is internal. I can't say to you, you need to get on stage. You need to make sure that you lose 10 kilos. You need to make sure that you're ready and like rippling abs for your summer holiday. It's not up to me. It's up to you. You need to find a goal that means something to you. Without the goal, it's very, very easy just to jack it in. So as soon as you feel a bit tired, a little bit stressed from work or whatever, it's very, very easy just to throw the towel in. If you don't have a goal that means that much to you, it's expendable. 2, this one's come up numerous times, even this week actually. They go too hard from day one. In fact, I would say this is the most common one. The most common one. The dieters will start and day one, they'll say calories down to baseline calories, and they'll start going for runs, maybe 5 times a week for the weeks, and or maybe even 7 days. You know, start doing cardio every day, and they'll drop their food super low. That's fine. You will see the scales drop typically, but where does that leave you? Is the goal just to drop as much weight as possible, or is it to become better? What you're teaching yourself to do by dropping your food super low, you're teaching yourself bad food habits. So you're just basically starving yourself. And then the cardio side of things, do you want to look like a long distance runner? The answer for most people is no. That's not to say that that's an undesirable look. I just don't think that most people want to look like that, unless you want to look like that. Because most people want to look athletic and stronger and better muscle definition. But doing this, you're just going to make yourself look emaciated. The idea is to introduce things over time. Keep calories as high as possible for as long as possible. If you're super low calories, after a week or two, you're going to start being really grumpy, and day-to-day tasks are going to become a problem. You're going to be snappy. Work's going to become a problem. Sleeping's going to become a problem. It's just not that fun. You want to enjoy your food. Also, by keeping your food as high as possible, your body's metabolic rate will be functioning at a higher level. So get your body used to higher food. You reduce the calories too much, your body will start functioning on lower food, and that becomes its baseline. It becomes its normality. So instead, train hard with good food, and then over time you can lower the food and increase the output. But doing it from day one is a mistake, and very often you'll see people who yo-yo diet. They'll go on a diet, they'll off a diet, on a diet, off a diet, and it's because of this. They go 100% for a week or two, and then by week 3 you start hearing the excuses of like, I tried that diet and it just wasn't really for me. And it's like, well, I don't think that weighs for many people. It's pretty hard to maintain that. So instead, do things over time. The nature of the beast, it means it's going to take time. It's not a race to get as small as possible, as fast as possible. Teach good habits, get your body's metabolic rate firing, and become stronger over time as well. 3, cut out food groups that they enjoy. Well, everyone enjoys carbohydrates. And what will happen is they'll just cut carbs. Or they'll, for example, let's say your vice is cheese. And you never have cheese anymore. And it's your favorite food. Over time, it's just going to become a problem. So instead, it's about incorporating foods that you do enjoy. Imagine a diet that you actually enjoy the food day to day. It's going to be a lot more easy to sustain over a long period of time, rather than something where you're not even enjoying the foods at all. Food groups don't need to be cut out. They just need to be monitored, and it just needs to be given in the correct quantities. Number 4, comparing yourself to others. With social media as it is, we all do it to a degree. Looking at someone else's results and wondering why yours aren't the same as theirs, it's just a bit pointless. There are so many things that come into play. Genetics, adherence to the plan, starting position, how hard they train, and the training history as well. There's a lot of things to take into consideration. Some people will change faster than others. Some people take longer. Some people grow muscle faster than others. It's just the way it is. Just because 2 people do exactly the same thing, that doesn't mean that the results are going to be identical. Things vary person to person. So you need to stop looking at other people and just do your own journey. It takes as long as it takes. There isn't any set amount of time. If you want to get to a point, just keep going until you're at that point. People will say to me quite often, oh, I want to do a 12-week cut. And so how do you know 12 weeks is going to be the time? You want to get to the desired goal. And if it takes 16 weeks, 20 weeks, 50 weeks, that's how long it takes. It shouldn't be like a goal and a rush. And it shouldn't be like a sentence you have to live out. And it's almost like people aren't enjoying the day-to-day, that they just need to see out this 12-week period and then they can enjoy themselves. And it's like, if you actually enjoy the foods day-to-day, you're getting stronger over time. It won't be such a rush to finish. You'll actually start enjoying yourself, and it won't be like 12 weeks. It's like, it takes as long as it takes. Use social media for your advantage. Take inspiration from it, rather than seeing it as, oh, they're better than me, oh, therefore I'm a failure. No, everyone's different. Genetics are a massive part, and it's not really talked about that much. Genetics are one of the most important things in this. How fast your results are and how much muscle you put on and how lean you become is largely genetically determined. Yes, of course, you can do as much as you can, but genetics are going to come into play no matter who you are. Number 5, they don't do it for long enough. Again, it's like this thing where they think they have to do it for 12 weeks or 6 weeks summer shred. A lot of people get bored. And these sort of points lead into one another. They get bored because they're not enjoying the foods that they're eating. They're cutting out food groups, they're comparing themselves, they're just not really very happy doing it. So instead, make it something that's sustainable and enjoyable. That way you can do it for longer. Results take time, you can't rush it. And wouldn't it be such a sweet world if you could just get everything you wanted like that? But the people that you admire, the people that you want to look like, it took them years to get there. Just understand these things take time, so it's not a rush. Do what you need to do to make it work. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to go and get some overpriced coffee, and I'm going to train delts and chest. I'm going to have a little pose down, see how I'm looking. Cheers.